Hey guys, and welcome to PTPioneer.com, your #1 resource for getting started as a personal trainer and becoming successful in the industry once you're already there. So today I'm going to be talking about personal training resume and how to build a good one so you can increase your chances of getting a job. Obviously, if you're reading this, you probably have already taken a test to get your certification and now you're on a hump for a job. If you haven't, I have a whole guide on how to become a personal trainer on my website. Check that out below, as well as the top 10 certifications, in my opinion, and how to choose the best one for you, as well as certification reviews and comparisons and just everything you need to know and how to get started in the personal training industry. Don't forget to check that out after the video. So yeah, having a great resume obviously increases your odds of getting hired. The employers get dozens of resumes every day probably from personal trainers, and most of them just get shoved aside because they are boring and they look the same. But obviously there are some essential things that you will need to go over those and try to give you some advice on how to spice yours up a little bit so you can stand out. Obviously you don't want to have too much flair, otherwise it doesn't look professional and that will also be discarded. But let's talk about all the things, the basic things that you're going to need. So obviously you're going to need your name and your address, your phone number, your email, and a personal website if you have one. And this day and age, I really recommend that you do have your own personal website. It's very inexpensive to host, and to buy a domain name is like $10 for a whole year. Super cheap, and it makes you look a lot more professional and involved in the industry in general. So that's another plus. If you don't have that yet, think about getting started on it. What you should have is a personal objective, and this is something that will separate you from the other applicants, is that you should have a unique goal, a unique purpose in the fitness industry, and having a personal objective is definitely, makes you stand out, makes you appear that you're extremely involved and interested and innovative in the industry of personal training. So that's something that I definitely recommend that you have. And that should just be like 2 sentences or 3 sentences tops. And that's it. The next thing is obviously your experience. Obviously if you don't have any personal training experience, which you probably don't, that's fine. But if you have any coaching experience, working with kids, coaching kids in any sort of sport, even working with friends and family members, or just your history playing sports and exercising in general, is a good experience to put down. The next thing you should have is obviously your certification. So the primary one should be your legitimate personal training certification, whether it be ACE or NASM or ACSM or something like that. That should be at the top. After that, obviously your CPR AED certification and when it expires. Any other applicable certifications or seminars that you've attended, like for fitness, like weekend seminars, you should put on there. If you have a TRX certification or something like that, put that on there as well. The next section is your education section. So obviously you need to be a high school graduate to even attain any certification that's legitimate in the industry, such as ACE or an ASM. So put the high school you went down to, your graduating year, your GPA, and then any college classes you've taken, any sort of nutrition classes you've taken, especially those are the ones that you should point out the most, or any sort of exercise science related classes that you take, whether it be nutrition or like anatomy or physiology or something. Make sure those are stand out more than anything. So special skills. So this is kind of what you like to do outside of fitness. It shows people that you have other interests, and people like that because if you have other passions, it makes you more likely to be passionate about your job and the clients that you're going to have once you're working for them. So if you like, web design, or if you like cooking, or if you like frisbee golf, or whatever it is that you may like, put that down in your special skills. Next section is your relevant references. Now, try as hard as you can to avoid friends and family in this section. You want somebody professional, somebody that has hired you in the past, preferably somebody that is in the fitness industry, like a coach of yours that you really get along with, and that he'd be more than happy to be put down as a reference for you, or any sort of teacher, especially a teacher in any sort of health or science related field, like your biology teacher or your biomechanics teacher. If you took a class in biomechanics or anatomy or something like that, that'd be good as well. So the next section is how to make a good looking resume. So you don't want any sort of font that's crazy. I would stick with something between 11 and 13 point font, maybe like Georgia or something like that, like sans serif, just a basic font. I wouldn't try to flare it up too much like that. But the biggest thing you could do is you could go, especially if Microsoft Word, or if you have access to Microsoft Word, there's a whole bunch of free resume templates on Office or MicrosoftOffice.com, I believe, that you can check out and download for free. Make sure it doesn't have too much flashy stuff, but like maybe just like a line at the top with like maybe just a little bit of flair or something like that to stand out would be good, but nothing too much going around the borders or anything like that. Another recommendation I have is make your resume one page at the most. Don't have 2 pages. You don't want to have something stapled together that doesn't look good. If it can't fit on one page, it's too much for them to read. They're not going to take the time. They'll just toss it. So keep it one page. Keep it everything on one page, not front and back, just one side, nice and clean, and that should be it. And then obviously when you're applying for the job, and if you get an interview, go in there, be yourself. Being able to have good social skills is one of the most important traits for personal trainers. So be clean, dress clean, shave, everything like that. But be yourself. Don't be too antsy. Just be relaxed and confident, and you should do fine. Next thing you guys got to do is you got to check out my website. I have a lot more information on personal training, how to sell personal training, how to make more money as a personal trainer, how to be more successful as a personal trainer. Check those out down below, and especially if you haven't gotten certified yet, I have all these reviews and comparisons on certifications, as well as how to get started in the industry, complete guide on it. Check it out below, and give me a thumbs up if this video is helpful. Thank you.
For study guides and discount codes on some of the top personal training certifications, head to ptpioneer.com. The link will be in the description down below. I have a step-by-step guide on how to become a personal trainer, how to make a lot of money once you are a personal trainer, and much more essential information on getting started as a personal trainer for you guys to check out. Until next time, guys, happy training.